Yo, it's your boy, the C to the Y, the G to the Y, Cherry Jerry Bay Bay. And for today's Laguna road trip episode, I'm doing a movie review about Halloween 1978. Halloween 1978 is a cult classic that drew as much as $70 million and is still earning till this day. Regardless of how much accolades this movie has garnered, regardless of how much money this movie has drawn, I honestly think that this is a boring piece of trash. The acting sucks, the pace is slow, I hate teases, I'm dying of boredom throughout watching this movie. The participation of Donald Pleasence and Jamie Lee Curtis are the only reasons why I agreed to watch this poor excuse of a movie. Donald Pleasence's performance was great, but I absolutely don't blame Donald Pleasence for allegedly drinking heavily while shooting this movie. Donald Pleasence has mentioned that the script was overwritten, and I couldn't agree more. To my understanding, Tommy Lee Wallace stretched this movie out like a rubber band, hoping to stretch it as far as he possibly can to build up the suspense before each murder. But all that Tommy Lee Wallace accomplished was to bore me to death. I understand that the production crew went through hell to make this movie happen and get it to make some money. I'm glad that this movie ended up making so much money throughout the years, but unfortunately, I regret wasting my brain cells watching this hot heaping pile of trailer trash. I couldn't keep my eyes off the phone throughout the whole time watching this movie on my TV because I was so bored while watching this movie that I ended up reading about how the movie got made rather than paying attention to the movie itself. The story of how Halloween 1978 got made is a whole lot better than the movie itself. I could verbally destroy this movie into oblivion with a big smile on my face, or I could sing its praises and pay my respects to amazing, talented people like Tommy Lee Wallace, John Carpenter, Irwin Yablans, Deborah Hill, and all the production men and women in the back for their admirable efforts to make the dream work. Michael Myers is a very good character. Michael Myers brings an Undertaker-like vibe in the movie. I'm honestly scared every time I see Michael Myers. I like that John Carpenter and Irwin Yablans did an amazing job bringing Michael Myers into the big screen. Tommy Lee Wallace did an amazing job making such an iconic mask out of repurposing a Captain Kirk mask from Hollywood Boulevard. John Carpenter's score for Halloween 1978 is a beautiful and iconic score. When I hear his Halloween 1978 score, Michael Myers immediately pops into my head, and I think it's absolutely genius how his Halloween 1978 score blended with the creative and everything. Jamie Lee Curtis is such a sweetheart behind the scenes, helping out the crew with the camera cases when she's not so busy, and I admired that Jamie Lee Curtis was up for basically anything throughout filming this movie. Jamie Lee Curtis and Donald Pleasence were such professionals. It's such a shame that Donald Pleasence was the coolest character in the movie, yet only had about 18 minutes of screen time. Do I think that this movie is special? In a way, yes. Without this movie, there won't be a Michael Myers. Without Michael Myers, I truly do believe that there won't be characters like Jason Voorhees, The Undertaker, Kane, and many other iconic supervillains out there in pop culture. Do I recommend that you watch this movie? Absolutely not. I think that this movie had way too much going on. However, if you insist on watching this dreadfully awful movie, there's a show on Netflix called The Movies That Made Us. I highly recommend that you watch the Halloween episode of that Netflix series to better understand the significance of Halloween 1978 behind the scenes before watching Halloween 1978 itself. Listening to the stories that happened behind the scenes helped me appreciate Halloween 1978 much more. Given the creative direction of Irwin Yablans, which was theater of the mind, I still would have wanted a few more fight scenes between Michael Myers and Paul or Dr. Loomis, but I'm not necessarily asking for more blood or gore or car chases. This movie could have been done a lot better, but I do understand that it's tough to make a great movie with only $300,000.